Just like a farmer has to know the signs that an apple is ripe, you have to know the signs that a story that's hanging on the branches of your brain is ripe for you to pick. I say that you have to check 5 different things to make sure that they're there. If these 5 things are there and they're pretty well fleshed out, then the story is ready. If you don't have all 5 things, you're not ready to write the story. First off is the setting. A setting is the where and when that something happens. So you're talking about location, you're talking about time. More so than that, though, you're also talking about the world and the environment that a story is going to take place in. So like my first book, The Troubles of Johnny Cannon, and then my second book, The Struggles of Johnny Cannon, are both set in 1961 Alabama. So I have a time and a location, but beyond that, just by saying those things, I also have a world that is distinct. 1961 Alabama feels different than even 1971 Alabama, you know, or 1981 Alabama. 1961 Alabama, you're in the middle of civil rights. You're in the middle of you know, still the dirty South, trying to recover from a lot of the problems they've had. And then my book Abracapau is also set in a unique setting. It's set in 1944 Texas. So that obviously gives you a whole nother world to have to deal with and to have to work with. And it's set at a POW camp in 1944 West Texas. So right there you have all these things about a military camp, and you have it's a prison camp, and all the different dynamics of that world. So setting sets apart your story. Star Wars setting is, and that setting is unique. It's even unique when you look at other sci-fi stories, because like Star Trek is set in the future, but Star Wars is set in the past. And so you're not only able to have the futuristic stuff because it's in a galaxy far, far away, but you're also able to have some of the ancient feels of like Jedi and sword fighting. Second thing is your protagonist. The protagonist is who you're going to be telling the story about. You have to know your main character, and your main character has to be fully fleshed out. You know, your protagonist has to be multi-layered like an ogre.
You get it! We both have layers.
She has to be human. Think about yourself. I mean, you aren't just one thing. Like, I'm not just a writer. I'm also a father. I'm a husband. I'm a fan of certain things. You know, I'm a person who has my own struggles. I'm a person who has my own illnesses. I'm a person who has my own disappointments, my own weaknesses. I'm also a person who has my own strengths. Your main character has to be multifaceted. The third element that you have to have ready to go is your antagonist, which is the person or thing that is going to be opposing your protagonist in this story. So in my second book, The Struggles of Johnny Cannon, there's a very clear protagonist and antagonist. The protagonist is Johnny. The antagonist is Santo Trafficante. He's huge on the cover of the book. He's huge in the book. He's this big bad dude who's put a price tag on Johnny's head. Boom, antagonist. But it's very important that just as much as your protagonist is a fully fleshed out character, that your antagonist is also a fully fleshed out ogre of a character with onions and peels.
You know, not everybody likes onions.
And it's important that your antagonist have some redeemable qualities. The last 2 elements are the elements that can sometimes get confusing, and so I'm going to list them together and explain the difference. Is that you have to know the dreams and the goals of your protagonist and your antagonist. The dreams and the goals. And sometimes you're just like, well, aren't those like the same thing? No, they're not. The dream is the overall thing that your character really wants to see happen. The goal is the thing in your story that your character is chasing, right? So the dream is the overall big vision. Oh, one of these days I like this. The goal is right now I got to get this to work. And great example of this, and an example where I think people actually do get this confused a lot, is in the story of The Little Mermaid, right? The Disney version.
Look out, little mermaid, be waiting for you in mysterious fathoms below.
A lot of times people criticize The Little Mermaid, saying that, oh, this princess, oh, she makes all these choices just because she wants to be with a guy. And that's her big dream, and that's... No, it's not. Her big dream is that she wants to be human.
Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world.
She's not singing that specifically about Prince Eric. She's singing that specifically about being a human, walking the streets, breathing the air, seeing fire burn. That's a huge dream. I mean, she's collected all this crap, right? Like all this human crap. Not because she wants to be with Eric, because she's fascinated by humanity and she wants to be a human. And so the dream makes the goal make sense. Luke Skywalker's dream is to get off the farm and go have an adventure. His goal is to save Princess Leia.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
In Back to the Future, his dream is to be respected, right? You see that through the whole thing.
Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Think, McFly. Think.
His goal, though, is to help his mom and dad get back together in the past. And at first, you don't even really see how the dream and the goal fit together. I mean, Marty goes into the past and messes some stuff up, and now, oh crap, I've got to get my parents back together. But as he's doing it, you start to see, oh wow, he's realizing that his dream can be affected because he's helping his dad, you know, stand up for himself. So the dream is the big thing. The goal is the little thing. Your antagonist has to have a dream and a goal themselves. And the way that the story is made, your antagonist's dreams and goals directly conflict with your protagonist's dreams and goals. That's essential because story is made with conflict, and that's where the conflict will lie, is the conflict between your protagonist's dreams and goals and your antagonist's dreams and goals. Hopefully this has been helpful. I definitely talked longer than I intended to, but hopefully it's been helpful. Hopefully you'll take some of this. If you'd like to know more other videos about writing, just let me know and I'll make some more writing videos, talk about plotting, talk about you know, the elements of plot, the elements of character development. I'd love to do it. I do. I love teaching. So, you know, why not? But anyway, yeah, hopefully you liked this video. If you did like it, like it. If you want to subscribe to see more of these videos, if I do make more writing videos, just go ahead and subscribe. And hopefully you'll write your butt off, but only once your story is ready.